social science, sociology, anthropology, and political science. But before we start, what are the seven spheres of society? So these are the seven spheres of society. We have the economics, government, family, celebration, media, education, and religion. Family. In human society, the family, from the Latin word family, is a group of people related by either consanguinity or by recognized birth, or affinity by marriage or other relationship. Family. The purpose of families is to maintain the well-being of its member and of society. Ideally, families would be offered predictability, structure, and safety and members mature and participate in the community. A family also an additional as the basic unit for meeting the basic needs of its members. It provides a sense of boundaries for performing tasks in a safe environment. Ideally, builds a person into a functional adult, transmits culture, and ensures continuity humankind with precedence of knowledge. Education. Education is the process of facilitating learning or the acquisition of knowledge, skills, values, morals, beliefs, and habits. Without education, you are know nothing. You are an idiot, and at the same time, you are not in society. When we speak about education, it has also educational methods. What is the importance of this? Educational methods include teaching, training, storytelling, discussion, and directed research. Education frequently takes place under the guidance of educators. However, learners can also educate themselves. So this photo represents as part of education. We have a books, ball pen, blackboard, classroom. But education should not only learn inside the classroom, but as well as outside the classroom.
More carrots.
Education can take place in a formal or informal settings, and any experience that has formative effect on the way one thinks, feels, or acts may be considered as an education. So you have already experience of life. You have also to be educated, even the formal and informal settings. What do you mean by formal settings? A formal settings is a kind of working in classroom. While informal settings is an example that you are not in the classroom but you will be uneducated. Like for example, going to the school, playing basketball, that is also a form of education. Do you belong to the society? What society means? Society is a group of individuals involving a persistent interaction, or a large group sharing the same spatial or territory. A society is a group of people. A society is a group of everywhere. Status, age, marriage, and at the same time a family.
Don't tear it.
So what society is for? Society are characterized by patterns of relationships between individuals who share a distinctive culture and institution. A given society may be described as the sum total of such relationships among a constituent of a member. So, society is composed of family, government, churches, health, facilities, and others. Society also considered a society constructs patterns of behavior by deeming certain action or speech as acceptable or unacceptable. This pattern of behavior within a given society are known as norms. Societies and their norms under gradual or perpetual change. Sociology. What do we mean by sociology? Sociology is a social science that focuses on society, human social behavior, patterns of social relationship,
More carrots.
social interaction,
Don't tear
and
it.
aspect of culture associated with
More
everyday life.
carrots. Where's Garrett?
Sociology. The word sociology comes from the word sociology, derives from its name from the Latin word socius, meaning companion or fellowship. The suffix of logi means the study of,
The right
comes
brain.
from that of the Greek oia, derived from oia means logos, word,
Say,
or knowledge.
don't lie, don't lie, don't lie to me.
Culture. A society is not complete without culture. What is culture?
Don't fry, don't fry.
Culture is an
don't
umbrella
fry.
term which encompasses the social behavior and norms found in the human society, as well as the knowledge, beliefs, arts, laws, custom, capabilities, and habits of the individual in these groups. So without culture, we don't have any society. Culture is a complex of everything:
More carrots.
education, knowledge, beliefs, as well as the arts, laws,
Where's Garrett?
customs, and everything. Culture is also inherited. Culture is also transmitted.
Here come from the west side.
Another one for the culture. Culture, humans acquire culture through the learning process
The
of
right brain.
acculturation and socialization, which is shown the diversity of cultures across societies. So it means to say, societies is also composed of different socialization with different aspects of different behavior of other people.
Don't fry, don't fry, don't fry.
Another factor for the culture,
Your
a cultural norm,
brain.
codifies acceptable conduct in society. It serves a guideline for behavior, dress, language, and demeanor in a situation. It serves as a template for expectation in a social group. So we are here in the Philippines. We have already inherited some cultural, like in different language. Actually, in the Philippines, we have already 100 languages. We have already inherited the culture of Spanish, Japanese, and Americans. Another one for the culture. Culture is considered in a central concept in anthropology, encompassing the range of phenomena that are transmitted through social learning in human society. Cultural universals are found in all human societies. That's the reason why many scientists believe that we have already seen our culture during the ancient time because of the remaining fossils that already found in different soils. And after that, we need to study also anthropology. What is anthropology? Anthropology is the scientific study of humanity concerned with human behavior, human biology, cultures, and societies in both the present and past, including the past of human species. That's the reason why anthropology also has different kinds. Social anthropology studies patterns of behavior, while cultural anthropology studies cultural meaning, including norms and values. So they believe that the human is belong to apes or monkey, according to our scientific code, the evolution of theory. Another one for anthropology is also linguistic anthropology, studies how language influences social life. Biological or physical anthropology study the biological
Samurai
development
sword
of
on my
humans.
back. You
Another one for anthropology is also visual anthropology, which is usually considered to be a part of social anthropology. Can mean be both ethnographic film, where photography, film, and news media are used for study, as well as the study of visual, including art, visual image, and cinematic, etc. Cultural relativism. Cultural relativism is the idea that a person's beliefs and practices should be understood based on that person's own culture. Cultural relativism. Another one is proponents of cultural relativism also tends to argue that the norms and values of one culture should not be evaluating using the norms and values of another. Government. What is government? A government is the system or group of people heading an organized community, generally a state. Political science. Political science is the scientific study of politics. It is the social science dealing with the system of governance and power, and the analysis of political activities, political thought, political behavior, and associated constitution and laws. Religion. A society is not complete without religion. What is your religion, by the way? A Muslim? A Christian? Religion is a social cultural system of designated behaviors and practices, morals, beliefs, worldviews, texts, sanctified places, prophecies, ethics, organization that relates humanity to supernatural, transcendental, and spiritual elements. Religion. The study of religion comprises a wide variety of academic disciplines, including theory, comparative religion, and social scientific studies. Theories of religion offer various explanations for the origins and workings of religion, including the ontological foundation of religious being and belief. Psychology. Psychology is the science of mind and behavior. Psychology includes the study of conscious and unconscious phenomena, as well as feeling and thoughts. That's the reason why, if you were a psychologist, you should know what is the behavior of human. Another one thing for the psychologist is that it is an academic discipline of immense scope, crossing the boundaries between the natural and social science. Economics. A country is not complete without economics. That's the reason why we have markets, jobs, dollar rates, and inflation. What is economics? Economics is the social science that study how people interact with value. In a particular, the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. That's why we need to have a supply and demand. We know what is our economic system. In economics, we have also the gross domestic product. Another one thing for the economics is that economics focuses on the behavior and interaction of economic agents and how economics work. Microeconomics. Microeconomics is a part of economics. What does it mean? Microeconomics analyzes the economy as a system where production, consumption, saving, and investment interact, and factors affecting employment of the resources of labor, capital, and land, currency inflation, economic growth, and public policies that have impact on these elements. Social media. Another one thing for the social media is very important nowadays in the 20th century. Using the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Yahoo, and so on. What's the reason why do we need the social media? Sometimes we use it in the market, information, news, and even also our career. So according to them, social media are interactive technologies that allow the creation or sharing exchange of information, idea, career interests, and other forms of expression via virtual communities and networks. Users usually access social media services with via-based apps on a desktop and laptops, or download services that offer social media functionality to their mobile devices like smartphones and tablets. As users engage with these electronic services. Another term for the social media means they create highly interactive platforms through which individuals, communities, and organizations can share, co-create, discuss, participate, and modify user-generated content or self-curated content posted online. Another part of sociology and part of society is ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism is a social science and anthropology, as well as in colloquial English discourse, means to apply one's own culture or ethnicity as a frame of reference to judge other cultures, practices, behaviors, beliefs, and people, instead of using the standard of the particular culture in view. Ethnocentrism is sometimes related to racism, stereotyping, discrimination, or xenophobia. However, the term ethnocentrism does not necessarily involve a negative view of the others, race, or indicate a negative connotation. The opposite of ethnocentrism is cultural relativism, which means to understand different culture and its own terms without subjecting judgment.